A famous British singer, Oliver Kane, arrived in Asia for a new world tour. He had millions of fans and a reputation for being confident, even a little arrogant. During a press interview, he was asked about Filipino singers. He laughed and said they were good for karaoke, not for real stages. The room became silent. The comment shocked everyone. News spread fast, and many people felt disrespected. But no one expected what would happen next. This moment would change his entire journey, and the world was about to watch a dramatic turnaround. The comment went viral online. Filipinos responded with disappointment, but not anger. Instead, they challenged Oliver. They said, "Come to the Philippines. Hear us sing live." People shared videos of powerful Filipino voices. Even international fans warned Oliver that he might be underestimating the wrong country, but Oliver stayed confident. "I'll visit Manila," he said, "but I doubt I'll be impressed." Nobody knew that this decision would lead to a complete reversal, where he would learn a lesson the hard way. The story was only beginning. Oliver's management booked a show in Manila. The venue sold out in hours. People were not going to boo him or attack him. They wanted him to see the truth for himself. Local performers were added to the lineup as openers. They were ordinary people, a teacher, a mall singer, a choir member, and a street performer. None of them were famous, but their voices were stronger than most mainstream singers worldwide. The energy backstage felt tense. Everyone was waiting for Oliver to realize what he had walked into. Before the concert in Manila, Oliver's tour first stopped in China. He expected China to be the highlight of the trip. Big media, huge stages, powerful production. But things did not go as he imagined. The sound system kept failing. Ticket sales were lower than expected. The audience was quiet and distant. He had trouble connecting with them. This was supposed to be the moment where China dominated the tour, but it failed instead. It felt like a sign. Something was shifting, and Oliver could feel his confidence start to crack. In contrast, when Oliver's plane landed in Manila, crowds were waiting, not to insult him but to welcome him. They held signs that said, "Show us respect and let the music speak." Oliver stood inside the airport, confused. Why were these people so calm? Why weren't they angry? Their confidence unsettled him. It felt like they knew something he didn't. This was not a battle of insults. It was a test of pure skill, and deep inside, Oliver worried he might not win. Rehearsals began. The Filipino opening performers stepped on stage. The first singer, a shy girl with a soft voice, started slowly. Then her voice exploded, rich and powerful, shaking the walls of the venue. Oliver dropped his water bottle. His team stared, speechless. The second singer delivered high notes he could barely hit in his own songs. The third had perfect control, like someone trained at a world-class academy. These were not karaoke voices. These were world-class talents, and Oliver realized he made a huge mistake. On the night of the concert, the crowd filled the arena. The energy was loud but respectful. They were not there to embarrass him. They wanted him to understand. When the Filipino singers performed, the audience rose to their feet. They shouted, cried, and clapped. Phones lit up the stadium like stars. Oliver watched from backstage, frozen. Every note from these singers was a message. Never underestimate someone because of where they come from. Now it was Oliver's turn. He walked out, trying to look confident. But his hands were shaking. His first song started well, until he reached a difficult high note. His voice cracked. The microphone squealed. It felt like China all over again, failure where he expected dominance. The audience stayed calm, no booing, no laughing. They just waited, like they knew this was the moment he had to confront the truth about himself. Oliver stopped singing. The music faded. He stood in front of the crowd, sweating. In that silence, he felt something he had not felt in years, humility. "I was wrong," he said. "I underestimated you." The crowd clapped, not to celebrate his mistake, but to accept his honesty. It was the turning point. The show was no longer a competition. It was a collaboration waiting to happen. A Filipino singer stepped forward and offered him a duet. The band restarted the music. Their voices blended, not perfectly, but beautifully. The Filipino singer carried the high notes. Oliver supported with emotional delivery. By the end of the song, the arena exploded with applause. Something had changed inside him. For the first time in a long time, he felt inspired instead of superior. After the show, Oliver asked the Filipino musicians to train with him. He wanted to learn new techniques, improve his range, and rebuild his voice. They agreed, but not as fans, only as equals. They practiced for hours, breathing exercises, note control, vocal support, all the skills he ignored before. The journey of correction had begun. The next stop was supposed to be another show in China, but Oliver postponed it. He knew he was not ready. He wanted to return stronger, with training from the Philippines. This was the narrative inversion. China had failed to elevate him, but the Philippines was making him better. The country he doubted had become the country that rebuilt him. Oliver's improvement was visible. His notes became sharper, his breathing steadier. He learned to respect the music again, not just perform it. He studied the technique of Filipino choirs and the emotional expression of Filipino ballad singers. They did not just sing songs, they lived them. That was the difference. To repay them, he asked permission to record a collaboration single featuring Filipino artists. He did not want to take credit, he wanted to share it. "This is your moment," he said. "If it goes viral, it is because of you." The singers were shocked. They had never heard a big foreign artist speak like that. The recording session was emotional, every voice layered together like a choir. The song spoke about respect, growth, and learning from mistakes. Oliver sang with a new mindset. Not to show off, but to express gratitude. The Filipino singers matched him with vocal strength that felt like a storm breaking open the sky. The music video premiered online. In 24 hours, it hit 3 million views. International fans reacted with surprise. "Is this the same Oliver Kane?" they asked. Many discovered the Filipino artists for the first time. New fans started following them. Their voices crossed borders. Oliver announced a second concert in Manila. This time, it sold out in minutes. But the posters were different. His face was not alone. The Filipino singers were featured as co-headliners, equal size, equal importance. It was not a British concert with guests, it was a shared stage. When the night arrived, the arena glowed again. People brought banners that said, "Thanks for listening," and "Welcome back." The show opened with the Filipino singers, and Oliver entered last, not first. He said, "Tonight, I follow the ones who led me." The crowd roared with approval. They performed the duet again, but this time it was perfect. Oliver hit the high note that once defeated him. The arena erupted. It felt like the final piece of a broken puzzle snapping back into place. The moment was not about pride, it was about growth. News outlets around the world reported the story. British singer learns lesson in Manila. Filipino voices shocked the industry. Narrative reversed. The underdogs rise. Even journalists in China compared the difference. Failure in one country, transformation in another. Oliver apologized publicly. Filipino singers are not just good. They are some of the best in the world. That quote traveled across the internet. It became a message to every artist: respect talent, no matter where it comes from. Later, Oliver was invited to speak in music schools. He told students the truth: confidence without respect becomes blindness. Talent without humility becomes weakness. That was the lesson he learned, and he learned it in the Philippines. The Filipino artists continued to rise. They released albums, toured internationally, and built careers from the moment Oliver doubted them. The insult that once embarrassed them became the spark that changed everything. They proved their voices were undeniable. Oliver returned to China one last time, but everything was different. The audience there welcomed him warmly. They saw the transformation. His voice was stronger, his attitude was cleaner. He thanked the Chinese crowd, but he made sure they knew, "The Philippines rebuilt me." The end. Oliver learned the most important lesson of his career. Greatness does not come from the country you are born in, it comes from the heart you sing with. The British singer who once doubted Filipino voices became the man who defended them. And what happened next surprised everyone. The world started listening.